Welcome back to our group presentation. So on this video, we will discuss about chapter 7, and the topic is about group influences on consumer behavior, and it will be divided into 6 parts. And I will start the first part with the reference group influence. So different group will depending on different culture, subculture, social class, and a group can be formed when two or more individuals share a sense of norm and belief, and a reference group is like a collection of people or group that we use as a standard comparison for ourselves, regardless of whether we are part of that group or not. And there are 4 criteria that are particularly useful in classifying groups. So the first one is the membership, as a group that directly affect a person, are called membership group, and that's a group in which the person belong and interact with other member in it. And the second is strength of social tie. We can call the degrees of association. So the reference group change according to the degree of association. So there are says to group primary and secondary group. So the primary is like example, close friend, close family. Your cousin is belong to primary group. And about secondary group is one that influence you even if you do not have a direct relationship with a member on that. And the third one is type contact, and the last one is attraction. So move to the next one. I will introduce to you 5 type reference group. So the first is the formal and the informal group. So about the formal, like is with their visible agenda for being a member of a group or for desirable behavior for each member. And about the informal group is like a more narrow, less got organized and less systematic. For example, like a new group of friends do not have a formal structure and do not yet have a current set of rules, so called informal group. And primary, secondary, and membership group, I have talked about it in the previous part, so I will continue to the aspirational group. So the about aspirational group is the one with the person become a part of. They currently are not part of the group, but it's with to become and get with that group. Like someone, a friend of Blackpink, they want to become a member of that group, but of course they cannot. They will try to press, talk, outline them, and use the group like they using. About dissociative, the people in this group are completely opposite with the aspirational group. They deny becoming or getting apart to a particular group. So continue to the next part.
Hello, Mr. Min. My name is Uyen, and for my part, I'm going to present about consumption subculture. So, for the definition, I put it on the slides, but I would like to explain consumption subculture in simpler terms. So, sneakerheads, for example, they are they are a consumption subculture. So the sneakerheads all share a common consumption activity, which is buying sneakers, and also they have identifiable and hierarchical social structure. In this social structure, the highest the highest ranking member are the influencers, the KOL that influence people, influence the members' styles and beliefs and common values, and they all have a shared beliefs or values that buying sneakers makes them happy, and wearing sneakers allow them to have confidence. They have unique slangs, rituals, and most of symbolic expression. So the nature of these brand communities is that they are a subculture that adopts consuming patterns in a large part to validate their distinct identities. Therefore, marketers can observe the most reputable members of of a consumption subculture to spot their trends, and that allows marketers to persuade the customers in the mass market. Online communities and social medias are attractive to marketers for these 4 reasons. Consumer use of these social media are high and still rising. In these social media and online communities, they share information about brands and products, which allows the brands and customers to have effective engagement. And some brands stated that the potential of customer acquisition in these social medias and online communities seems very high.
We will find out about the types and reference of group influence and how they will grow to a certain degree. First of the three is the informational influence, which is new information provided in a group discussion that can change the members' attitudes, beliefs, or behavior. For instance, a jury may be divided to determine if the defendant is guilty or innocent. During that process, the group majority will attempt to convince members of the minority to change their votes to match the overall vote. Next is normative influence. It refers to the fact that people can sometimes change their behavior, thoughts, or values to be liked and accepted by others, pleasing their appeal to the general eye, changing themselves for the sake of normal in other people's point of view. An example of this is the peer pressure when you want to join a group for a big project. From there's this desire to be liked by others and the feeling that you belong in a group. Eventually, you adjust your thinking and actions so that you are accepted in that community and won't be banished as an outsider. And finally is the identification influence. It is how a person changes their behavior and their private beliefs, a little bit similar to the normative influence, but this time it is only short term while they are in the presence of the group that they are identifying themselves with. For example, the occupation of a policeman, a politician, or a teacher, they have standards that forces you to change your point of view and certain aspects to fit their standards. But you can only change that when you are still working for those jobs.
Hello, Mr. Minh. My name is Linh, and I will talk about learning objective for communication within group and opinion leadership. We learn about new product and service and brand as well as retail information, outlets from our friends, family, and other reference groups, mostly in the form of word-of-mouth communication. So, what is word-of-mouth communication? Word of mouth involve individual sharing information with other individual. They can be your friends, your family, or your neighbor in a verbal form, including face-to-face, on the phone, or over the internet. But we have to recognize that not all personal sources are equal in value. There are some people that we call opinion leader. They are someone in the circle. They are known as go-to person for specific types of information. These people actively screen, analyze, or provide product and brand-related information to others. With the rapid evolution of technology, the community of people exchanging opinion has expanded significantly. For example, currently, most young people who want to buy trustable economic products or cosmetic product will listen to review from reputable beauty bloggers and decide to buy product based on the feedback of these people. Their opinion leaders and brands should concentrate their effort to this target group. Now we have to consider about two-step flow of communication and multi-step flow of communication. The process of one person receiving information from the mass media or other source and passing it on to others, known as the two-step of communication. But it is too simplistic to account for most communication flow. What usually happens is a multi-step flow, where the marketing activities go after or go to influence the opinion leader, and the opinion leader After receiving feedback from their non-opinion leader, then influence back and forth with this market segment.
So thank you, Bao Linh, and I will introduce for you about the law 5 about understanding opinion leader from online and offline and their important to marketer. So we will go to first stage is about the characteristics of the opinion leader. Everyone knows that in insane market expert special type of opinion leader. Market specialists are extensive users of the media. Demographically, market experts tend to remember to people they influence. About the characteristics of an opinion leader, we will go to 7 things that you need to remember. That first is sense of charisma, next is responsibility, third is interest in issue, and next is ability to influence, and next is knowledge, and next is ability to easily convey information, and the last is strong society media presence. And we will go to the next stage is marketing strategies, warmth, and opinion leadership. That's I will introduce for you about instead they realize that in many cases they could make their traditional media spending go to a lot further if they could tap into their influential consumer who will spare it to the work either indirectly through observation or directly through warmth. And the next I will go to introduce for you 4 things that have in marketing strategy, warmth, and opinion leadership. First is advertising. Advertising can simulate and emulate warmth and opinion leadership, or it can involve having a clear opinion leader present or product in an ad. A second is product sampling. A popular marketing strategies while it uses a fast-moving consumer good of FMCG. Product sampling enable a business to reach and decline prospective buyer with a free product sample. And the third is retailing, personal selling. Everyone knows that personal selling is also known as a direct selling, where a personal is a salesperson trying to convince a customer to buy a product. And the last is creating buzz, is to get people excited about something or to get people talking about something. So that is the end of my presentation. Thanks for listening.
Next, I'm going to talk about diffusion of innovation. So the diffusion of innovation process helps the business to understand how a buyer adopts and engage with new products or technology. It also shows how the product can be adopted by 5 different categories or customer types. And in these different categories, there are differences in personalities, age, and education, etc., which allows the marketers to identify and try to influence to different classes of adopters at different stages of an innovation's diffusion. So the factors affecting innovation diffusion process are the nature of the group involved, the type of innovation decision required, the extent of marketing effort, the strength of felt need, compatibility of the innovation with existing values, relative advantage, complexity of the innovation, the ease in observing the usage of the innovation, the ease in trying the innovation, and the perceived risk in trying the innovation. All of these factors affect the innovation diffusion process, which these factors will influence how fast or slow a customer adapt to the new innovation. So that's it for our presentation. Thank you for listening.